So now we're here with John Coffield from Paradigm, and you are the partner and head of mortgages there. Now, you recently announced plans for a concerted focus on the Scottish advisory market. Why is it so important to be able to reach advisors outside of the capital?
Well, it's been part of an ongoing plan of growth for us. To be honest, we were looking to do this, expand into Scotland more this time last year, but then we started seeing some of the polls come out around the referendum, and it kind of put us back a bit, thinking, well, if it goes yes, we're not a big enough company that if we've established a footprint here, we could re-register ourselves and move on from there. And also, some of it's been down to resources. You know, we launched the company 7.5 years ago. We then obviously hit a hell of a downturn for everyone in the industry, and everyone had to carefully watch costs. And the one thing we've been very careful about is that we don't overstretch ourselves. And because most of us were based around London and the South East, that's where you go to first, and we've kind of just spread out from there. Now, we've always had a good core group of members in Scotland, but we feel now's the right time, with the economy, with a bit more stability around nationality, that we can expand that out in Scotland and hopefully deliver more value and quality lending, you know, in Scotland.
So, in your opinion, how would you think that a deferred rate rise affect the mortgage market this year?
I think there's different opportunities there. It's great news still for the first-time buyer market, which, let's face it, is storming ahead. I think there's some fantastic remortgage opportunities out there. My only concern there is not enough remortgage business is being written at the moment, and I think maybe some people are holding off, maybe expecting lower rates to come in, but there's so many people that are sitting on SVRs at the moment. If now isn't a good time to remortgage, I don't know when. But to sort of go back to sort of the original part of your question, I think having the interest rate deferred this year, and it looks very unlikely we're going to get a rise this year, it helps the market in its planning and its growth. You know, the market had a very good year last year. Our view is probably in line with the CML, somewhere between 220 and 225 billion this year. And a level bank base rate brings stability to the market and makes planning easier, and means the growth can be sustainable as opposed to, you know, the peaks and troughs that we've all seen before.
Now, Paradigm put on a number of advisor events. Why is it so important to be face-to-face?
Again, lots of reasons there. We find our lending partners and protection provider partners want to spend more time in front of our members. You know, we're now at a stage where we've got about 2,200 people that use Paradigm on a regular basis. This year we're running over 30 events. Well, that means lenders and providers can get some good quality time in front of these advisors. The advisors like them because we try and put together a varied program so that it becomes very much a learning opportunity. And a lot of the lenders particularly like it because they've all cut back on their BDMs. So if they can face 25, 30 people in a room and spend some good quality time, well, you know, that's cheaper than sending out, you know, God knows how many BDMs into the world. So we see it, primarily we put them on obviously for our members. That's got to be the core of it, in that they see it as either a learning opportunity to enhance their skills, take on new skills and find out about what various lenders and providers are doing. And we kind of get guided by them. And what we've learned these past couple of years is we need to be running more events in more locations to meet those needs. And fortunately, the lenders and providers have responded.
And you recently launched an awards programme as well. What's the reason behind that?
Well, again, that's been member-driven. It's something we started about 18 months ago, where we started out with just Lender of the Month and Provider of the Month. And again, we grew that so that we had various categories in there: best buy-to-let lender, best residential, best protection provider, and so on and so forth. And it's just grown and grown. So we thought, rather than just sort of ride out to the various winners saying, oh, well done, you've won, we should make something more formal about it. And the response from the lenders and providers has been fantastic. They really appreciate it, because this is in effect, their customers are saying, yes, we like what you're doing, or we particularly like an individual, or whatever. And they really appreciate that, because, it's not, to be honest, it's not an award where you can bring undue influence onto it. And it's just driven by the members, and they love it. And really all we've done is facilitate it, put in place a formal process, and we've produced the booklets, we've handed out the awards, and it's gone down incredibly well.
I think it goes back to that whole face-to-face and personal touch as well, doesn't it, which is so important?
Very much so. And what we've found is those, the winners are the ones that have really engaged with our membership, because the members appreciate that, and they remember those lenders and providers that have made that extra effort come out and speak with them.
Well, it's lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy the rest of the expo. Thanks very much. Thank you.